Hey toy fans, Aaron here, and today we're going to check out the 40th anniversary 6-inch Black Series Princess Leia figure. Now if you've already purchased this one, let's see if this is worth a double dip in your wallet. And here is Princess Leia in that vintage style packaging. Very, very nice looking. You got the 40th anniversary logo in the upper left corner. There's a little foil look to it. The artwork on the packaging, or really I should just say it's a still photo. It's not artwork, but same image that was used on the vintage card back as well. Very nice looking. And then at the bottom right side here, you got the Kenner logo. And the figure itself is in that bubble packaging. You get a very good look at the figure and what you're getting. Taking a look at the back side, and it's the same as the other figures in this line right now. You get your 12 figures that are coming out on the vintage style packaging. And as I record this, the second batch is starting to show up in retail, so start keeping your eyes out for that. And then underneath those images is the Legacy Pack advertisement. And then on the upper right corner, you do have the Star Wars Black Series logo, giving you that identification that this is still part of the Black Series line. And then the bottom half of the card just has all the legal information. First up, we'll do a quick spin as usual of the figure, and then we're just going to get right into the comparison after that between the previous release of Leia and the version that we now have. And getting into the head sculpting here, this is obviously the big thing on everyone's mind, and it's just fantastic looking in my opinion. I think this is a much improved version of Princess Leia over what we previously received. The build of the face is noticeably slimmer. I think much more in line with how Carrie Fisher looked in the movie. You get a little more rosy cheek paint application on this figure as well. And even in the hair sculpting, there's a little bit more definition. Getting down through the rest of the figure, she has all soft goods for her clothing application here. It's fine, looks very nice to me. I think it's a good way to go with this figure. Her belt is that molded plastic. Clips on in the back. Pretty decent silver paint application on there. And then at the foot area, she is wearing her white boots. That looks good here as well. And putting this release up against the previous release of Princess Leia here, side by side. On the left, we've got the 40th anniversary Leia. And on the right side is the Black Series release that we received just a few months ago. And as we take a closer look at the face sculpting of these figures, you can certainly tell the difference right away. As I already mentioned, the 40th anniversary face sculpting is much slimmer in comparison to the one we already received. And I think that's helped immensely in capturing Carrie Fisher's look with this figure. And as you can see between the two, this new one has just a little bit more rosy cheeks. Unfortunately on mine, screen right side of the 40th anniversary cheek, I think I got a little bit of brown paint splatter on there. But even in the eyes, you get a little bit better paint application in there with the eyeliner and whatnot. And hopefully it's coming through here with the hair sculpting, but it just seems a little bit better defined on the 40th anniversary figure as well. In the neck area of these two figures, it does seem that the stitching might be a little bit different. I don't know if that's intentional or just kind of how this worked out. And in looking at the hood, there does seem to be a little bit of an improvement on this newer version. I don't know if that's just dumb luck on my part or not. I can't really tell for sure if the stitching's been improved or something allowing that to lay a little flatter. Looking at the belts of these two figures, it does seem that the newer 40th anniversary figure has a little bit more of an off-white or a cream white to it. And the plastic on the original release is much more of a pure white color. And then another difference that I noticed here between the two figures is that the newer Princess Leia seems to have a tighter grip in both her hands in comparison to the original release where her hands are much more open. And between the two figures, that's all I'm noticing. Getting into the articulation of this figure, there's really no surprises here. Everything's as it should be. Your head, of course, goes side to side, and you get good up and down range of motion here. At the arms, oh, that's right, there is one surprise. I forgot about that. Her arms are double jointed at the elbow. So anyways, both arms go up and down, no problems. That elbow, as I just mentioned, is double jointed, so you get a pretty good range through there. And with the wrist, you get your side to side and then spinning around. And then for her right hand, you do have some up and down movement. And then, of course, it spins around. At the waist area, you get some turning. That cloth doesn't hinder it too much. Eventually, you might have to re-straighten it out a little bit or something. The legs, because of her skirt, she does have a slit on each side. But you do still get a pretty good motion forward and back. And then at the kneecaps here, at the top of the thigh, that leg does spin around. She's double jointed here at the kneecap as well. And then for the feet, you get your rotation at the ankle. And then, of course, your forward and back. And same as on the previous release, she does come with two blasters. One being, of course, her own blaster. Nice detailing to it. Nothing different than the previous release. And then same as the Stormtrooper blaster. It's the same one that came with the figure before. Still looks good. So overall, this is a very much improved figure over what we previously received. I certainly wish they would have just done this in the first place, then I wouldn't have had to buy 2 Princess Leia figures. But I'm glad Hasbro went back and corrected the issue, especially on this 40th anniversary line. So that wraps up this look at the Princess Leia figure. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and as always, thanks for watching.